representing TooMedToo. We've got your fix. And today is the day for the live chat. I invited actually quite a few people in here today. Well, 3 or 4 people that I've talked to in the past, but none of them have been in the live chat with us. So, of course, we have, as a normal participant in the live chat, we have Rural Farm Boy.
How do, friends?
And then we have someone else new. We have Star Wars Ramblings coming in.
Andrew!
Hey, Anthony. Hey, Anthony. How's it going?
Andrew! How
Hey,
do,
Michael.
buddy?
Yeah, doing well. Just got home from work. I apologize for the greasy hair, but
Oh, don't worry. I was just talking to Anthony. Monday's my day off, and I got called in for a couple hours. So I got out of work at 7, had to catch the train home, and I was watching Rebel Scum live stream while I was coming home on the train, and then yeah. So try to eat something really quick while I was getting this set up and do a thumbnail and just everything I should have done yesterday or the day before or today at the last minute really got done at the last minute. So that's what it comes down to.
yeah, I hear you. So how goes?
Andrew, I envy you, my friend. You have hair where I ain't.
Well, this has actually taken me quite some time to deal with because I kept going in and getting it rewired and stuff, so it wasn't quite as messy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, now it's finally in ponytail land, which is really nice because working in a warehouse with long enough hair to get in your face, but not long enough to put in a ponytail sucks.
I got you, my friend. When I was your age, I had my hair that same length many years ago. So enjoy it while you can.
Yeah, I've been blessed with good genetics on that. Fortunately, it seems like my biological dad still has his hair, and he's nearing 50.
So here we go.
I don't have much hair, but like my father, he claims that he's not going bald. He's been claiming he's not going bald for 20 years.
Yeah.
He just has that. He doesn't have a comb over. He just has really, really long, shortcut hair, if that makes sense.
Yeah, sure. It makes perfect sense.
It does.
And I think he might finally start a minute, but these my glasses are actually more for I look much better wearing glasses on camera than I do without. So I have 20/15 vision. But I kind of look like Deputy Dog with my droopy eyes from never sleeping and everything. So I threw the glasses on just for an aesthetics kind of thing. Just like, like some people might throw on their 100-year-old hat because they're bald. I throw on some glasses so I don't have droopy eyes. But so, okay. So we have, besides the 3 of us here to chat, anybody else wants to jump in, let me know. We'll see if anybody else. My house is still kind of a mess because I'm in the middle of the dresser or the huge bookcase I bought for all my Star Wars books, and the new bed that I got and mattress, and that's just been hell. But that's another story for another time. Yeah. So we have Charlie Skywalker in here.
Charlie!
You never know. He may be jumping in and out of the chat depending on what he's doing for the day. We have Charles Westcott.
Conversations! How do, Charles?
That's who it is. And we have Jonathan Davis.
Oh, my buddy from Ohio. He's my
Jonathan
neighbor.
Davis is a new follower / subscriber, whatever you want to call of mine. He just said, hey, I just subscribed to you and going to hang out as long as I can. Mr. Res is here as a normal thing. And we have someone from the Hall Chronicles podcast. I'm not sure who.
It's Andy.
Okay.
I'm going to say it's Andy because it ain't Josh. I'm betting it's Andy.
Rural Farm Boy is more up on these on people's
encyclopedic podcast knowledge.
People's real name versus their whatever name they use, and
handle.
Who's using it or who's on first, I guess you could say.
Sort of, kind of like that. Yeah, I'm betting it's Andy. Speak up, Andy. Let's see your name, because I know I'm betting credits. That's Andy.
I'll bet you 10 credits that you're right.
I don't know how that works, but
I do. I know how it works.
I just want to say, I'm the house, so you always got to pay the house. I get my vig.
Always. Michael's the house. So it's said.
So, all right. Anybody have anything they really want to talk about today? I'm supposed to be doing my. I'm way behind on everything. I'm supposed to be doing my. I haven't done my Advent. Posted my Advent for today. Today's number 9. I haven't posted that yet.
Is that the Lego Advent?
No, I do. It's my version of a Advent calendar.
Dope.
Because the traditional Advent calendar is you have the calendar and you open up the door or whatever it is, and there's a scripture verse, whatever it is. I'm just making this off the top of my head, but like John 3:14. And then you go to John 3:14 and you read it as the family does, and then there's a piece of candy that the kid gets or whatever it is, as like this is how we celebrate being churchy and everything, and learning and whatever. Well, mine is I just open up a piece of merch every day because I have a lot of merch laying around. So
very nice.
There's been Black Series and books and art and Funko Pops. So I just kind of, it's my excuse or whatever you want to call it. So yeah, it's my Star Wars Advent calendar merch unboxing thing. So yeah, I've had one every day, and
that's pretty awesome.
I was just talking to a rural farm boy about it. Because I'm not a professional and I'm always on the run. Sometimes they get posted at 6 a.m. Sometimes they get posted at 11 o'clock at night. So there could be 36 hours in between it, or 4 hours in between it. But there's one that comes out every day ish. I've only had one that actually went to the next day, but that was like 2 or 3 in the morning where it got posted. So I guess it would depend on where you live. It would depend on where you live whether or not.
Sometimes it's an Australian day, sometimes it's a North American day, and whatever it was.
Yeah, California, New York. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, looky there! There's Andrew's new ink. I seen that ink. Yes, buddy.
Yep, yeah. That's what I'm spending all my money on. Let me see if I can do this with the webcam. Probably not, but got that done. Jeez, when was that? I got it done November 20th. I'm still got color to do on it. Yeah.
If I knew how to, I'm trying to. I don't know how there's a bunch of different camera settings. Oh, that might be better.
Yeah, that's probably the best one. But I still got color to do, and then you can see up at the top on the top of the Rebel ring or the Rebel emblem. Still needs some more black work done. And then obviously all the color and stuff the Rebel symbol is gonna get a bunch of white ink in it. This is all gonna be like bronzy brown. Kids getting some more some browns put in, and the interior floor is gonna be a dark brown. Exterior floor, everything above this can't really see probably, but everything above this little line is supposed to be outside of the door that he's looking out of.
I can see it. That's Tamiri Blag. You got Tamiri Blag. Yeah, buddy.
Yes, sir. That's where all my money for all my Star Wars merch, my entire budget of Star Wars stuff for this year, all went to that one. All is going to this one tattoo. In total, it's probably going to end up costing me probably about $1,200 but it's a damn good artist, so I can't really complain.
No, I got Star Wars ink over here.
Oh yeah,
and over here.
nice,
and over here, over my heart.
nice.
Yeah,
There you go.
with color. And I spent, Andrew, probably roundabout same amount. But
Yeah,
that was 20 years ago.
yeah,
You're
exactly.
doing this now. And yours is so much better than mine is.
Well, also it's 20 years younger too. It's brand new. We're gonna have to see what happens after a year, 2 years, whatever. Especially with all the fine detailing that he did up on the roof and stuff, or up on the what's supposed to be the top edge of the door. We'll see how that holds up. I mean, he was digging in pretty good to make sure that it stuck, but you never know when you're gonna catch a blowout or something like that.
I think your artist was a little bit better than mine. But we'll see where you're at when you're my age.
Exactly. We'll figure it out.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't have any ink. There's only one guy I would trust to do it.
Yeah, stab you a couple million times with a needle.
Well, it's somebody I went to high school with, and I've seen his work and what he does, and I've never seen him do one bad piece. Everything he's done is amazing.
Yeah.
So
wow.
No, Charles Westcott, I did not design it. I gave him a screen cap of the ring with the close up when Rose is holding up the ring to him. Or no, actually it's the close up when the ring flashes at the very end of the movie, and then just a screen cap of Broom Boy Tamiri Blagg standing in the thing. And the artist was like, I can do something with this, and he showed me this design, and I said, yep, put it on my skin.
Wow. I did the very same thing back in, where were we? 2002 for Attack of the Clones. Because on my left shoulder here, I have Anakin and Obi-Wan and Darth and Qui-Gon Jinn.
Very nice.
This is my good side. And over here, I have just Darth Vader with his hand reaching out like this. Like the come with me. Yeah. That's what I got for my two. And right here is the Imperial Cog with all of my girls' names around it.
Nice.
But yeah. I also told my artist to, I don't have an idea. I wanted him to choose because he understood the story then too. And he designed what I now wear. So.
Yep. Yeah, a lot of the times, a lot of people will come into a tattoo parlor and they'll be like, I want this exact thing. Give me photorealistic this. And it's like, that's not how you need to pick your tattoo artist very carefully. Make sure that they're are they into realism? Are they into watercolor-y stuff? Are they into color? Do they do really good shading? What is their style? You got to figure that out before you even set up a consultation. And then don't come in there and ask them to come up with a concept and then reject it 17 times.
Exactly. They let them do their own interpretation.
Yeah.
Because they don't understand what you want.
And 95% of the time, they're actual artists. They started, the reason why they get into tattooing is because they really like drawing. They're good. Whatever they come up with is probably going to be better than what you're going to come up with for the most part.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Oh, man. But yeah.
So, did everyone catch this week's episode of Resistance?
Yes. Which was...
No, I didn't. But carry on.
Okay.
Carry on. Carry on.
I don't know. I've been really mixed on Resistance this whole season because I get that Resistance is designed in a format where it's a comic book, right? It's a 20-minute Star Wars adventure that you get once a week.
Pretty much, yeah.
Most comic book series were just that, adventure of the week. But because we know that this is the last season of Resistance, I'm already we need to move faster with the main plot and, make this whole series an entire arc. But there's quite a lot of, I don't want to call them filler episodes. They're not. If they're entertaining, they're not filler, in my opinion. But yeah. And this was another episode this week where it's just like, okay, can we maybe, I want to see more progression of the characters' story arcs, and whether or not they're ever going to end up meeting up with the Resistance, etc., etc.
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't nothing really happened in this episode. It was fun. It was enjoyable. It dealt with the pirates a little bit, and you had, I forget her name, the
Sonara.
No, not Sonara, which was good that she was in there. The chick Indiana Jones.
Yeah, I love that character. Crap, I've already forgotten her name though. I'm god awful at character names.
Yeah, she was in it a little bit, and she was doing her thing and knew what to do, and figured out how to make her money on the platform or on the ship. But I liked it. I enjoyed it. And if somebody said, "Hey, I'm going to put this on," I wouldn't be like, "No, it was stupid." There's just things like you were saying, since it's the last season, and they knew it was the last season going into it. They knew, when we were at Celebration, they knew that this was already done and over with and written, and there wasn't going to be another season after this that goes along the same lines. And there's just questions we have and want answers to that they're not answering yet. And when are they going to answer them? And how is it going to tie into the episode 9? Because I think it's going to tie into episode 9
in some way, shape, or form. Yeah.
When there's people claim that the Colossus is in the picture when they have all the ships, so the Colossus is going to be there.
God, I hope so.
When I was walking my dogs, and I don't even remember what podcast I was listening to, and they were saying about Matt Martin being in there, and I was like, "What if he's Nico or Niku?" Like
in episode 9?
Yeah, like what if he's just in there for a walk-on, walk-through, and they ask Niku something, and that's his role, and that would, I mean, he claims he's not in it, but that's maybe something that they're just doing. It was just something weird that I thought of, because they were talking about Matt Martin being in it, and is he going to be young Sheev coming back to life, or is it going to be flashbacks or this and that? And
are you talking about Matt Smith? Are you talking about?
No, Matt Martin from the story group is supposed to be in it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's what the rumors were. Not Matt Smith, not the Doctor Who guy. I'm pretty sure. I mean, I could be completely wrong. I don't know. I could have sworn though it was Matt Martin that they were talking about, that was supposed to have like tons of people have walkthrough roles that you don't even know who they are, because they're in costume or they're wearing armor and they get cut, and whether anybody.
Matt Martin from the story group. You're right.
Mm-hmm.
But has anybody else heard that he's supposed to have a small part in this movie, or I'm just making that completely up?
To be honest, I'm an absolutely terrible judge of the current news, because I've banned myself from scrolling through Twitter, Reddit, Facebook, etc. In between now and January 1st. So, or rather December. I think I started that on December 3rd or something like that. Because
I don't know. I could have completely made that up. That could be my imagination, but it would just be cool to have. If you're gonna have, I don't think you could have Kaz on there, because he's a little bit too old to be playing Kaz. But they could de-age him a little bit. Or Christopher Sean, they could just show a quick little profile or whatever. I mean, if they're gonna have him, it should be him.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like the most that we're gonna get, my hope is we're going to get a sort of Did you ever at least see like the ending of Mass Effect 3?
I don't think so.
Okay, so in Mass Effect 3, basically, if you go, the entire point of the entire third game is you're going around, running around the galaxy, rallying the free peoples of the galaxy to go and do one last stand assault on the evil Reaper fleet that's surrounding Earth. And at the very end of the game, if you've played through perfectly and gotten everybody on board, it goes through this quick montage thing where, and voiceover thing where, like, you know, the Geth Space Force checking in, this person checking in, you know, the Quarian fleet checking in, the Turian Defense Force checking in, this, that, and the other thing. That's kind of what that's my hope, is we're going to get like Hera checking in and the Colossus checking in and something like that before the beginning of the final space battle. I think that's the best way for them to give us enough nostalgia without like beating us over the head with it, with like constant 15-second snippets of, you know, Rose talking to Kaz, or Poe talking to Hera or whatever.
But then who do you think are we going to have checking in? I mean, when the Ghost checks in, are they going to say Ghost checking in, or is it going to be Hera checking in, or is it going to be
General Syndulla, the Free Ryloth movement?
I mean, it's just, you know, who's it going to be, and which kind of brings me to, like, when we have these characters that we want to see in the movie or hear about, or just cameos, or just one-offs, or, you know, whatever you want to call it, or whatever it's going to be. I'm going to little segue right now to the big question everybody has that's going on right now in Star Wars.
I think it's going to be something. I think it's going to be something in a way that we don't expect, because every next Star Wars story is told to us in a way that we don't expect. From, oh hell, it started back with Empire Strikes Back. From that story on, to Return of the Jedi, to Force Awakens, to Last Jedi, and now here we are. This next story, and every other story that's in relation to, going to tell us something we don't expect. So don't go packing bags, if you take my meaning.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah, just like that. Just be told the story the storyteller wants to tell you.
Yeah, that's
kind of, you can't be let down. You can't be let down.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why I banned myself from scrolling. Like, I still interact with people on Twitter, and I'll still post tweets and talk with people about it, and I still DM and everything like that. But I don't like, even after Rise of Skywalker comes out, I don't plan on scrolling through and knowing the greater internet's opinion about the movie until January, because I just want to enjoy. I want to experience what I like and dislike about the film by myself.
Boom.
So,
as the kids say, boom. As the kids say, boom.
Yep. Anyway, sorry, Michael, what were you saying?
I was segueing into, you know, what we want to see from, you know, the cartoons making it onto the big screen, you know, whether it's actual people shots or whatever. So I was segueing into who's got the boots? Who's got the jangly boots?
Oh, talking about episode 5 of...
From chapter 5 to chapter 6. Oh,
that... See, now...
This is good.
Go,
Andrew.
That's Moff Gideon. That's my guess. That's Moff Gideon, who has realized that his underling, whoever the hell the client was, a.k.a. Werner Herzog, didn't do his job right, so now he's going to step in and deal with it with his Death Trooper squad. That's my guess. So,
Andrew, let me ask you. Where was we last seen where maybe Oh, Moff Gideon. Oh, I'm thinking, why would he be on Tatooine?
Tracking the Mandalorian, or rather tracking the child, it would be my guess.
All right, so just yesterday, I was in a live chat with Beyond the Blast Doors with David and Jesse. And Jesse said that he saw what he took as being the Mandalorian as stepping and kneeling down the Mandalorian as we know him is Din Djarin, but I'm kind of partial, just in my opinion, to thinking, who's the only other folks that know where she fell? There's only
That's
one.
true. Yeah, that's true. The thing that I'm guessing is that somebody
Toro's dead.
Yeah, Toro's dead.
Yeah.
My guess is that because good word, Griff Karga in chapter 3 was on board the Mandalorian's ship very long enough to be able to stash a tracker somewhere. That's my guess.
I didn't think of that.
Griff Karga might have put a tracker on that, and so that leads them to go to Tatooine, and then they go into the nearest cantina, which just happens to be Chalmers, and a patron there gets bullied into telling them about overhearing Toro and the Mandalorian talking about going out across the Dune Sea to go catch. Yeah, and that's what leads them to go on. So we're getting kind of almost like a crime fugitive vibe going on too inside of this story. That's my guess.
So in the chat we have Cad Bane, Moff Gideon, Bill Burr, whatever his character name is going to be.
The fact that Bill Burr is in a Star Wars. Welcome to 2019.
I still don't know who that is. Me, I don't know who that is. That's on me.
It's just it's just strange because Bill Burr is he's kind of a bro comedian. I don't know. It's strange to see. It'd be like seeing I don't know. It'd be like seeing Chris Pratt in a Star Wars. It's just strange. It's just like, what? What are you doing, Bill Burr? Why?
But we also have Ahsoka and Boba Fett.
No, he's dead. Just in my opinion, he's dead.
No one's ever really gone.
Boba Fett's gone. He's gone.
I agree with Anthony, but touche, Michael.
I was explaining to my buddy today at work, who's a Star Wars fan, and I didn't know he was a Star Wars fan because he would never talk to me about Star Wars, and everybody knows I'm a huge Star Wars huge Star Wars nerd. But he was like, he didn't want to talk Star Wars with me because my knowledge far surpasses his, and I was like, and there's people that their knowledge far surpasses mine, but I'll talk to him any chance I have. So that's no reason because someone knows more than you not to talk to him about it. But we were talking about Darth Maul and how Darth Maul died, and a lot of people were confused. He just started watching Rebels, or when he started watching Rebels, he didn't know what the hell was going on because Darth Maul was back, and how did Darth Maul get back? And they sewed him in half. They sewed him back together, but he didn't see the whole transition the whole way through. He saw Darth Maul towards the end. He didn't even know about Darth Maul with the spider legs. So I had to explain it to him. His hate kept him alive, and he's like, oh, just because he hated something so much, he stayed alive. I was like, pretty much, yeah, it was Star Wars.
Yeah. He was man is literally too angry to die.
And then I went into more the mythical things and how it relates to supposed whatever, and whether or not those are the true intentions or what we've just placed on them. And so it's if Darth Maul can come back to the dead from dead, Boba can still be alive, and or I forget the guy that stole or got Boba's armor after it was spit out of the Sarlacc pit, which is still all doesn't exist in Star Wars canon. As far as we know in Star Wars canon, Boba went in there, but we don't know that he died. It's just speculation on our part.
Yeah.
But we got some more people in here. We have Dale's in here, and Kylo's in here, or Kilo.
Yeah, Dale's off to work. He's over there in the Netherlands. May the force be with you, Dale. He's got to go.
James is in here.
James from Rebel Scum?
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, buddy.
He stopped in just as long as he has internet,
As them Canadians in Canada has to do.
Canada land.
Canada, I says.
Canada works. Yeah, I usually say England land.
Going with that, Canada. I think Dave Filoni talked about or was asked about his creatures or characters going from cartoons to the big screen, and everyone thinks that he was talking about Ahsoka. But when he was asked about it, this was on a red carpet. It could have been a year or two ago, and he was just. I'm trying to think of the exact thing, but he got very coy. It could have been a couple months ago. I don't really remember the time frame, but he got very coy in answering about whether or not we would ever see any of the cartoon characters in a live show. And it was something about, well, anything's possible, but it was just like his face, the way he was caught off guard. Everyone was interpreting it as this is going to happen, but is it going to be in The Mandalorian or is it going to be in a movie? But the way that it was is that it's already taken place. We just haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, I don't know. I expect. I think that it's just a matter of time before Ahsoka makes her way to live action. I don't know. Honestly, I've kind of gotten out of are they going to make a story about this character, that character, this, that, or the other thing? Just because, I was hyped as hell for an origin of the Jedi story until I found out after they got let go from the project that it was the Dan and Dave duo that was supposed to be doing it. And I kind of just want to let them, let them hype up stuff on their own time and on their own, on their own schedule. Because, I think that Ahsoka will end up in live action, but I don't want to be sitting here chomping at the bit waiting for it to happen, even though that I absolutely adore the character. Now, with that being said, I do think that Ahsoka will end up showing up, not in The Mandalorian season 1, I don't think, because The Mandalorian season 1 is already busy enough, in my opinion. Maybe as the absolutely the most extreme realistic possibility that I could think of Ahsoka showing up in The Mandalorian would be as the stinger at the end of chapter 8 of this season, the season finale of this season.
Hang on, it's gonna be a little bit more crowded in here.
Oh boy.
What do you do?
How do?
Charlie Skywalker.
Charlie! How do, buddy?
Evening, everybody.
Looking a little bit chilly out your way, buddy.
Yeah, it's about 34, 35 right now.
Pretty much about the same right around here, Western Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. It's chilly.
It was about 70 though during the day though. So.
No, okay.
Wow.
So the weather's lying to you. Got it.
Yeah, we had a heat.
Gotta love the desert.
Yeah.
We had a heat wave today. It was about 55. But I think tomorrow's going to be 20 something. So,
Yeah.
you know, it's just
Yeah,
regular
Yeah, I don't miss the Northeast.
Yeah.
regular New York City weather.
Yeah. Here in Wisconsin, we were at 40 today, and by tomorrow morning, we're going to be in at -5.
Wow.
Okay, fine, whatever. I like the bitter cold though. I'm a weirdo. I prefer it to be like as soon as it gets above 68 degrees Fahrenheit, I turn into a whining 4-year-old going, "It's too hot." So I'd much
Andrew, we're
rather.
all weirdos here.
Yeah, no,
We're
right?
all weirdos here together.
Yes, sir. But
All right, are we still on Mando?
Yeah, we were just talking about if we think who the boots belong to, and going along with who the boots belong to, if we will see a cartoon character end up in live television or movie, and who and when.
AKA
Oh,
Ahsoka, Cad Bane, etc.
Yeah, like if the boots belong to Cad Bane, if the boots belong to Ahsoka, which they don't look like Ahsoka, but you never know what she's wearing or whatever it is at the time. Maybe she was walking through the desert and found a pair of Mandalorian boots from Boba Fett that got spit out of the Sarlacc, as the legend goes.
No, what was the last
that's what
thing
I was thinking.
What was the last thing that we seen?
a Boba Fett's armor?
I'll say what was the last thing that we seen embossed on Ahsoka's boots?
The monkeys.
Yep,
or lemurs,
right there,
whatever they
right
were,
there.
right?
Monkeys.
Yeah.
Andrew's got it. Yep. So, did anybody see monkeys on them boots?
I did not.
So, that go and rule that out.
No, the desert's dusty. The desert's dusty. It could hide up the embossment.
Okay.
I still think it's going to be a major
Michael
swerve.
Trump.
I think those are going to be Boba's boots, but I'm going to say that they're probably going to be on Bill Burr's character. They really haven't shown much on there. Everyone's expecting Cad Bane. I think it's going to be a major swerve. They'll find the armor or something that the Sarlacc spit up after Boba had died, and just kind of scavengered it around. So yeah, I think it's going to end up being Bill Burr's character. As far as will a cartoon or an animated character become live action, I believe that will definitely be a yes. I would say more than likely it will happen in probably season 2 of The Mandalorian, if not the last episode of season 1. But I'm not sure who it is. I would say my initial reaction was probably going to be like a Thrawn character, or possibly maybe Ahsoka, but I really don't know. I'm still thinking Thrawn.
So, Mr. Charlie Skywalker has plainly said in so many words that he's never read the Aftermath trilogy, and I'm going to go and just say in one word, nope. And I'll be glad to eat crow if I'm wrong. Give me that whole plate of crow, but nope.
On which point, though? On Thrawn?
Pretty much every point.
Pretty
much like
whole
16 points.
I have to abstain from any discussion about Thrawn. So
Are you a
what's a Thrawn?
I
What's a Thrawn?
don't. I'm just not a big fan of the character.
Yeah, I
Um,
remember.
Me
I remember.
either.
I don't know if we talked about it or I heard you talk about it before. You just don't like Thrawn.
yeah, that's
But,
not my kind of character.
Me neither.
well, you need to start a group about the Thronda Menace and
Yep, yep, exactly.
I love it. I love it.
Yep, and then I'll get into fist fights with people because of a made up character in a movie or in a
well, you
book
probably
series.
hate Smurfs too because they're blue. And
Yep, I'm gonna have to do that. I'll have to go on the record as hating the Smurfs. I don't know. It's not that hard to reinvent yourself on the internet. It's pretty easy.
but just really quick, when I think about it, everyone, if you have the chance or the opportunity or can, the Kesseltoyrun is going on.
Yes.
Yes. And
Brandon Manriquez, hit him up.
everything you need is in the notes or description for them. And if you've watched any of my non-streamed videos, their little blurb, Araj sent it to me. Araj and Jason sent it to me, so it's in there.
That's right. I need to promote that.
Just throwing that out there.
Good call. All right, so Kilo asked a pretty good question. He said, "Who fills the rule of 2 during
Which time period are we talking post?
Yeah, this period.
Probably-
I just seen it.
probably Mando series?"
There is no rule of 2 in my opinion.
No,
the rule of 2 got shattered.
Done. Yeah, they're done. They're gone.
And on top of that, I mean, Palpatine's whole deal
But
was
went back.
never
So would he still be around?
well, I mean, if Palpatine's back, see now the thing is, well, we haven't seen Rise of Skywalker yet, so we'll see. But my guesstimation on Palpatine himself as a character is that he was sealed away somewhere, and then Kylo and or Rey does something dumb and releases him, and then and then when he gets released, this whole ghost fleet ends up activating, and with all these super lasers strapped to their bellies and whatever. That's my guess is what ends up happening. So I don't think Palpatine's in the picture at all. And in my opinion, Anakin shattered the rule of 2 because he did kill his master, but after he renounced him as his master, he had renounced the dark side effectively. So there were no, the rule of 2 Sith wasn't a thing anymore. It got broken that day at the Battle of Endor, in my opinion.
I mean, I'm gonna be careful what I say about this, because if these spoilers are true, I know what happens. But after Celebration, when we saw the footage and we heard the laugh, my first reaction was that he was in a holocron, and that's where his essence was, or whatever you want to call it, his spirit.
Yeah, he's got a Horcrux basically.
And he was in there, and going along with what you said, on he was somehow released, which ties in perfectly to the stupid filler episode of Resistance 2 weeks ago, where they went to
that was the one episode that not to interrupt you, Michael, but I'm going to end up interrupting you. I apologize, but
no, go ahead.
You're good. Go.
But that was the one episode that I didn't feel was filler. Because
I was being sarcastic.
Oh,
I was being sarcastic.
Oh, okay.
My because which is like, we don't know anything. Well, now it's being shown in here that, okay, now these are part of life, because where else have we seen them? Well, we've seen them in Rebels, and that's about it. We haven't seen him in any movies. So
But from when Kaz fell down into that Sith temple, that's what you're speaking on,
yeah,
correct?
yeah. So
Yeah.
people thought it was a fun episode, but when I say people, I mean the idiots that complain about everything. Or
Well, we don't pay them folks no mind. So
but no, that just
carry
I
on.
mean it's still out there, and I shouldn't say idiots because some of our friends, think that their filler episodes are, I mean it's still my whole thing is it's made for kids, especially
Gotcha.
that cartoon. The Mandalorian is made for kids too, just not 8-year-old or 10 years old, maybe 12 years old or 16-year-olds.
A
And
12-year-old, 53-year-old like
well,
me.
there's no reason that at 53 or me at 40, how old am I? 41. That I can't enjoy it either because I'm a
Yep.
kid at heart. And
Stay that way. Everybody needs to remember to stay that way.
I
And
mean, I can watch
yeah,
the little
just like that.
the with my nephew who's 2 watching the
Mhm.
little roly YouTube videos they have with BB-8 and everybody rolls around. I don't know um it's
Exactly. It's not
it's
Star Wars stories ain't tailor made to what you want. That's where the fandom madness goes wrong because them folks love it like we do, but they hold on to it so tight that they think it's tailor made to them, and
Yes.
it's never been that way. I'm an original generation fan. I was 10 years old watching the first story in 1977. Not about what I want, not about what we want. If you can't get that through your head, that's on you, not the storyteller. If you can't get that, then too bad for you.
Anthony. That was like you cut a wrestling promo right there.
Was that something like Chris Fresh would do? You can speak on that, Michael, because I don't know him. But
I mean,
something.
I don't know him either. I've never met him.
But was that something in the line of his work that he'd do? Because
he
he's kind of
was he was in the he was in the wrestling world.
yeah.
Man,
So
Um,
maybe something he might do.
I was just referring to the way that like Hulk Hogan would be. What are you going to do when Hulkamania runs wild on you? And that's kind of that's where
Just
I was.
like that.
That's where I was going with that. But
Yeah, buddy.
yeah, so um, it's now a wrestling show. So I haven't watched wrestling in a few years, and
Me
but
neither.
um, I actually got the my girlfriend and I were off, and they used to have SummerSlam in New York City for a few years in a row because they'd hit the Barclays Center in Brooklyn, and then the next day that was on a Sunday. Then the next day they'd be in New Jersey, but all the wrestlers would stay by our house, and we'd see them a lot of times. And we're like, okay, let's watch wrestling. And it was you could get the wrestling channel for $9.99 a month, or pay $75 to get the pay per view, or $50 for the pay per view. And it was like, okay, let's just get wrestling. So we watched wrestling for a couple months, and it's one of those things that you can get right back into it. Character, it's like a soap opera. If you ever watched a soap opera, you turn it back on after 5 years or 10 years. You can figure it out after a couple episodes or whatever. Get enough, you have enough of the backstory that you can figure out what's going on. But yeah, that was pretty much it. So that's my life story. I watch wrestling and soap operas, or used to. So um,
Kind
yeah,
of like mine too, pretty much. Andrew, what you got?
The conversation turned to wrestling, and the last time I remember wrestling was when I was 11. So sorry.
I was a little bit older than after that, but hey, Star Wars.
Star Wars.
What's going to happen for Chapter 6?
The Mandalorian?
Anybody? Yeah. Anybody got something? Where are we going next?
Well, we have 3 episodes left still.
Yes, we do.
And we don't have Moff Gideon yet.
Not yet.
We don't have Bill Burr yet.
Not yet.
Is there anybody else that we're missing that we don't have that we know of?
Tonks. Tonks' character, which is part of Bill Burr's crew, in theory. The lady that played Tonks in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
She's playing
I was gonna go with she was one of the wildlings on Game of Thrones.
Yeah, she was the really great character on Game of Thrones. One of the other really great.
I think it was actually
just for the shock value. Yeah. Anyways,
it was Beyond the Blast Doors when it was announced that she was going to be on there, and no one knew who she was. And I said she was the really hot, dirty girl from Game of Thrones. They took it the wrong way.
Wow.
Yeah, David said he was looking forward to the blue Twilight girl, but I think she's purple. Did I get that right? Is that what I seen? Purple. She was purple. She's not blue.
She can take me to the healing baths. That's all I'm saying.
No, right?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But all right. So we have
I just
that.
want more Cara Dune. That's all I gotta say.
Well,
but, whatever.
Well, I don't remember what it was, but on my Mandalorian wrap up that I do with Mike, I went through the IMDb of everybody that was on there because IMDb only has what they're given, or what's let out. So, but I think she was listed as 3 episodes, which means she still has 2 more episodes left.
Whoa!
Unless.
So she probably won't show up until Chapter 7 because we know for a fact that she's in Season 2 because they were filming Season 2 before that.
Filming right now. They're filming right now.
Yeah, so I feel like she's probably not going to show up until Chapter 7 then.
Okay, so we have her coming back. We have Apollo Creed coming back. Although I don't think he was listed in more than on this is all going off IMDb, so it's their
and I mean
their knowledge. IMDb is basically knowledgeable speculation, because it could have been it's what they're given, but the person could have been cut from the scene that they were in, so they actually don't show up in it, or vice versa. They weren't supposed to be in it, and they do show up.
And IMDb can also be edited by anybody practically. So
but we've also seen footage of him, which doesn't mean anything in Star Wars. It could be we shot the footage.
Rogue One.
It makes a great commercial, but we just didn't have room for it in the movie.
We seen in some teasers, some shots where the Mandalorian's coming out of a door, and he's blasting a stormtrooper over here and a stormtrooper over there. And like I asked last week, who was behind him when he comes out that door? Was Grief Karga. So
that's who I thought it was. Grief.
I think Grief Karga.
What a cool Star Wars name. Sorry, random aside, but I love that name, Grief Karga.
Me too.
I wish if I would have came up with that for one of my tabletop games.
I think maybe, and I'll be glad to eat some crow if I'm wrong, but I think he's going to go and hook up with the Mandalorian. I'll go and say 4 seasons end.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, and there's that shot of, I think there's a shot of Cara Dune and Grief Karga with the Razorback landing near them. I think. Question mark in one of the promotional. Razor Crest. I keep wanting to say Razorback because I played World of Warcraft and there's the Razorback Mountains. Anyways.
I got you, buddy. I got you.
So, all right. So, I mean that was just going with what you said, Rural Farm Boy, about what do we expect for the next one, and I honestly have no idea because
me neither.
They could go someplace completely different. I mean, off Tatooine, but I mean, episode wise, the way it's been, we might not even see the boot man or boot person and the assassin, who I still think is alive.
I hope so, but I don't know. I'm not holding my breath either. I don't know whether or not she's going to be alive. I want her to be alive desperately, but
Fennec Shand is alive. Because why would somebody go and step up to where she was laying if she's dead?
Yes, I have that hope too, Anthony. My concern, though, is that maybe that's meant, maybe that person stepping up becomes a payoff for Chapter 6 by that person who found the body, as they show up and freak out the Mandalorian and go after the kid and all that kind of stuff. And maybe, I don't know what they're going to end up doing, because I feel like if it was anybody that wasn't Jon Favreau, and if we didn't have the story group involved, I would guess that the the child would be taken away from the Mandalorian again, and then the next couple of episodes were about him gathering a crew to go get the kid back again. But they've already had a sequence where he went to go save his son. Already this episode or this season. So I don't know.
My hope is that the story group told Mr. Favreau to go just let loose and tell your story, that Fennec Shand is she ain't dead, and the Mandalorian is the only one that knows, because he was there to see what happened to her, and they're going to tell us a whole new story in a whole new way, that just like every next Star Wars story since Empire Strikes Back, we ain't expecting. So come this Friday, be counting on they're gonna spin your mind.
I hope so.
Tell you something. Yeah.
Yeah, I hope so.
That's what every next Star Wars story always done. And even with The Mandalorian, for 5 chapters, they told us something that the storyteller tells us, something we don't expect. And it's always so good.
Yeah. Well, that was kind of my point of, we might not see them this episode in episode 6. It might be episode 7. It might be episode 8 that we see them in. They might, the Mandalorian might go off on a mission, or, 2 episodes until we see them, because it takes her 2 episodes for her to heal from her, gut shot wound, and who knows what kind of 2-1B droids they have. Maybe TooMedToo isn't there for them. But he's dead, so
yeah, wow.
They
Sad
killed
face.
him. But I just had something else. So what do we think about I was thinking this the other day. I do a lot of thinking when I'm listening to podcasts walking my dogs, because there's nothing else to do. when I'm listening to podcasts, doing other things like washing dishes or taking a shower, like whatever it is, there's other things going on. But when I'm walking my dogs, it's like I got my mind to roam free when I'm listening to stuff. Do we think Aura Singh is dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for the record, I love the idea of random death in Star Wars.
Me too.
For some characters, like in Game of Thrones, I felt like it was way overdone. Like, oh, you like this character? Yeah, they're dead. That was just the typical MO of that entire story. They did that in Breaking Bad too. I don't want just like Rose to just die, or I don't want Finn to just die, or I don't want, but like Bosk or Singh or let's say Jason Syndulla. If it just turns out that Jason Syndulla died during we find out in 5 years that Jason Syndulla died aboard the Ghost during the final battle of the Rise of Skywalker.
Whoa, Andrew!
I mean, if that ends up happening, that's okay with me. Because
but then we didn't see Jason Syndulla.
No, but we see the Ghost in there.
Yeah,
we do.
All right,
we do.
But I'm just using that I'm just using him as an example. Is that if they do just say, hey, this side character from one of these TV shows died, I'm okay with that, and I kind of like the world building of that. I don't like having all the answers to most stories. That's one reason why I prefer the new canon over Legends, because Legends always felt like it needed to fill in every single tiny little hole. While the new canon is it's allowing you to breathe and think about, where does this character come from? Like Maz Kanata, is she Force sensitive? ? Yes. Can she use the Force like a Jedi? Maybe. We don't need to know the answer though. And I kind of like that with Aura Singh. That, Beckett just killed her. It happens. That's what happens in the underworld of Star Wars. Sometimes you die.
I just think there's a story to tell there.
There definitely is.
If it's true, but I was also thinking it's a scoundrel thing where she just dropped. He was the last one to have a dealing with her. This was my thought. He was the last one to have a dealing with her, and she did fall, but like I said earlier, no one's ever really gone. She did fall, but did they see her hit? Did they find the body? Is it just like when he says I pushed her, it was the fall that killed her, or whatever it was.
Mm-hmm.
Or
just like that.
Was it actually I mean, I don't know. Just wondering, because who knows what's going to happen in 5 years from now. It could have been, or in Solo 2. And Solo 2, if we have it as a movie or if we have it as a TV show, and here comes Aura Singh walking in, but we thought she was dead, because that's always something that happens I shouldn't say that's always something that happens in the movies, but it happens quite often in movies or in sequels, that the person that was killed, or Die Hard, one of the best Christmas movies ever.
Yep.
You have the brother coming back, the twin brother coming back to get you. Going back to my soap operas that I was talking about.
Oh, Michael, every time I hear somebody say, who knows, I'm going always saying, and most folks don't know when I say it, because I'm listening to the podcast when somebody says, who knows, somebody knows. It ain't none of us, but somebody knows.
I'm going to guess you say that the most often when you're listening to Blue Harvest. That's my guess. I love Hawes, don't get me wrong. But
starts with yes, Andrew.
Hawes and Will, I love them, but
I love them so much too. Starts with them, and it multiplies by 10 or 20 or 30 for so many other shows. Trust me, somebody knows. It just ain't us. We don't know, but somebody fucking knows.
He gets it at least 2 or 3 times with me every Monday. Because I explain to him, when I say who knows or nobody knows, I don't mean the people that write it or wrote it. I mean us people that are fans that aren't involved in it. So it's not, it's more of a colloquialism or a saying of, instead of saying, well, except for the people that wrote it, who knows? It's just saying who knows or nobody knows instead of, putting the caveat or clarifying in there because I didn't know I was writing my thesis and have to make sure everything's written properly on Star Wars.
This is how theory crafting works, Michael. You need to submit in APA. You need to have it written in Times New Roman, 12-point font, and no skipping when your word counts by increasing the font size of your period of your punctuation by 2.
I did it to 13. They could tell.
This is important scientific business, Michael.
And there are so few of us here right now that fucking understand this. So many other sons of bitches need to understand this that won't never. But carry on, fellas.
It is a sci-fi movie about space wizards intended for children.
No, it's fantasy. Not sci-fi. Yes, sir.
Fair enough.
Space fantasy. Because there's,
just because
physics and logic don't play a role in it.
Nope. Don't
they never
put
should.
Science in my fucking Star Wars. Don't do it. Not mine, not yours. Don't put science in Star Wars. It don't figure out. So stop. Fantasy.
Yep.
Love it for what it is.
I always love that the thing about hyperspace. Hyperspace moves. Hyperspace is as fast as the plot demands.
Mm-hmm.
I always love that.
Me too. Me too.
Yep.
So what else do we have to talk about today?
Here's my question. Considering, because I've been totally wrapped up in episode 9 hype, and I'm starting to fall back into my Star Wars podcast after listening to some other off-brand podcasts, off-brand for me podcasts, and I keep hearing people talking about episode 9 and the lead up and everything like that. Going back and listening to everybody's episodes from like October till now, and there's so many wonderful podcasts out there that are talking about like, okay, so are we giving them 10 years or 20 years until they make episode 10?
Oh God, here we go. Jesus Christ,
yep.
Anthony.
No. Wait. I think I agree with you, Anthony, because I hate the idea of them making episode 10 after all of this marketing. I know that we got the end of Star Wars in 1983, and then we got the end of Star Wars as we know it in 2005, and now we're getting it again in 2019. But I want it to just be done. Like have this be a final chapter, and let this book be closed, and then we can continue on and make the Rey trilogy or something. Make the new Jedi Order saga or something like that. That's set 50 years after the Rise of Skywalker. It can still be tied to the Legend of the Skywalkers, and they can make references to the Skywalker saga, but don't brand it as episode 10. Brand it as episode 1 or episode 4, because I'm sure that they'll decide to do that as of a new saga.
Exactly.
That's my opinion.
No, you're exactly on point, Andrew. Every story has 2 things, right? They got what's the 2 things they got? They got a beginning and an ending. Yeah.
until
This-
someone decides to write a new beginning or a new ending.
Yes, and that's
Then
correct. And
that's
I
a new-
understand.
That's
And
a
I-
new story. This story comes to an end. Episode 9. Then there's new stories with new characters and new storylines. This story comes to an end.
Yeah, and
Everybody's gotta accept that. This story ends. They told us so.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for, because every single I've got the trailer downloaded to my phone on my YouTube app. I downloaded that shit the second it came out, and I watch it 2 or 3 times a day at work. And it's not even necessarily, at first it was the C-3PO moment that got me, just like everybody else. The taking one last look, sir, at my friends. That always got me. But now what's getting me every single time, especially as we inch closer and closer and closer to the release, it's the text of the saga comes to an end, the story lives forever. Because that's what I want this Skywalker saga to be. I want there to be a definitive closing of the back cover of this book. And
Gotcha.
I'm not going to deny episode 10's existence if it comes out, in 20 or 30 years. I'm going to be grumpy, but I'm not going. But I feel like I'll probably go and see it. But I just feel like you're going to want to end it on one final note, as opposed to just kidding, we want more money, we're going to go ahead and make episode 10 and live off of the nostalgia of this now grown sequel trilogy fandom.
I mean, which is what happened with the prequels.
Yeah.
And now what's happening with the sequels, and now I don't know what's a sequel to a sequel. What you call that?
No, that sounds too close to a medical procedure.
I was going to say that sounded Spanish, but
yeah.
I don't know.
I was trying to say question. I don't know. I was trying to mix sequel and Inception, and it just was turning into C-section in my brain, and we're never mind.
But I mean, so if they say in 10 years, hey Daisy, hey John, here's $50 million to come back and do another one, or whatever it takes to get them. Like it took, for Harrison, it took $20 million or whatever, and it took less for Mark. Like they paid him different amounts and whatever it was. So we're just going to say straight across the board, doesn't matter how famous they are or how much more they do. And so now they don't call it episode 10. They call it Star Wars The Reunion. I'm just making,
whatever. It's not episode 10. Sold. Done. I will go and see it, and I will love it.
But it's still the same people from that saga.
As long as it doesn't have a Skywalker as the main character, I'm okay with it.
Well, if
I disagree, Michael. But because what did you just go and say? Discount.
I have no idea.
You just spoke. You don't know what you just said?
No, I don't remember. I was just talking.
I empathize so heavily with you, Michael, right now.
Discount Mark and Harrison. The next story. It's going to be what the Star Wars stories always done since Empire Strikes Back. They always told us what? Something new and different.
So if they bring back
a new saga, it's not going to include Mark because he's too old. It's not going to include Harrison because he's really old.
He's 81, I think, or something ridiculous like that.
Harrison Ford? He's 76.
Was he 76?
Yeah, Billy D. Williams, I think, is 81.
That's right. Thank you.
He's 82. But no, this
damn
next
good
story,
looking 82. Jesus.
It looks good.
But what if Ray? So the Rise of Skywalker, what if Rey takes on the name of Skywalker, like the
She
rumor is?
will.
So then she's a
hope so.
Skywalker,
She
then
will.
there's going to be Skywalkers in the new movies.
Rey
in
will.
episode 10, whatever they call it. And she was trained by Luke in the Force Ghosts.
But
if there's Force Ghosts involved and it has anything to do, with, even if Palpatine's not there, we didn't know Palpatine was around. If he is still around in episode 7 or 8, it's still all, if they continue with the same line of people or group of people, it's still the same story, it's still the same saga, just a different chapter, just a different, whatever you want to call it.
But if the main character, but if they follow the same pattern where the prequel trilogy cast become the mentors, Obi-Wan and Yoda become the mentors of the original trilogy, and then in the sequel trilogy it's Leia and Han and Luke that become the mentors. As long as the main character that Daisy, or rather Rey and Finn and Poe and Rose and whoever else decides to come back, or whoever else decides they bring back, doesn't take on the name Skywalker, it's fine if there is a Skywalker as a mentor character, but as the main character of the saga, like Rey's adoptive kid or something like that, then no thanks, personally.
Making Star Wars. Spoiler warning. Don't listen unless you're tagging along with Making Star Wars. The end of this film.
See now, here's the thing. I don't want any spoilers, and I'm away from that. So,
okay.
I apologize. I apologize.
Stop. RFBs all stop, because I've been paying attention to what Jason's been spilling out. But for you, Andrew, I'll stop.
Appreciate that.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've
already, the only thing,
go spoil my friends.
Yeah, the only thing that I've seen on Making Star Wars is that Colin Trevorrow thing, which that was a mess. But yeah, that was interesting.
I'll just say this: the Skywalker name lives on. All I'm gonna say. Won't say how or why.
Okay, don't say anything else.
Nope. I'm done.
Yeah, but see, that whole thing with the Colin Trevorrow thing, where he commented on Jason's post. Is that what you're talking about?
That was a mess, but that's the only thing that I read on Making Star Wars recently.
Because then that got everybody going. That got everyone going. See, everything you said's wrong. Nothing's true. So it's like,
whatever. At the end of the day, it's spoiler culture, which I appreciate. I understand people that love doing spoilers. For me, it's just not the way I enjoy fandom personally. So like the validity of the spoilers is kind of okay. That's fine. For the most part, he seems to mainly get the main beats relatively right, a lot better than most of those weaker people do.
A
hell of a lot closer than most people.
He's pretty much spot on, because
he really is.
He double checks and triple checks it and doesn't, go off and make a, Mike Zero video on whatever comes to his mind.
Yeah, he doesn't crank out a video every other 4 minutes. Yeah.
Oh, dude, it's been crazy lately. Like, I stopped following him. I used to follow him. I wouldn't watch the videos just to see what the headlines were, and then it got to like he's doing like 6 of them a day. Like it's like, if you look on it, it's
6 a day.
Some of them, yeah.
Jesus.
When you go to YouTube,
I can barely get a video out every freaking week. Whatever.
Well, they're also, think about it.
Wait. Hold up, Michael. From Mike Zero, you're following 6 a day.
He's doing about 6 videos a day.
Wow.
I don't watch them.
I gotcha.
I don't even know. I don't even know if I'm subscribed to him. Well, yeah, because he just makes the story up, and so he stands there in front of the camera and talks for 3 to 5 minutes, and that's it. Puts his intro in, his outro, a couple of pictures, he's done.
I guess. I mean, my edits are super simple too, but I guess.
That's not even. But he's not even spoiler.
But I also put thought in my videos, I guess.
Yeah, well, he's not even spoiler. He's just making shit up. Like that's like where I said today. Okay, what do you think about Aura Singh? They have like me saying my sources tell me Aura Singh's alive because when she fell, my sources, and it's like my sources are just my mind just made something up, and I mean, I don't know what to say. I respect the hustle. I don't respect him. There's a big difference.
Unfollow that silly son of a bitch. Don't give him no more money. Stop.
I don't watch them, but yeah, if I could, but see, that's the whole thing too. Like, I have too much integrity and like Star Wars too much that, I don't think he actually started off like that. I think he started off more as like, I'm going to do rumors and whatever.
He was a DBZ YouTuber. He was a Dragon Ball Z YouTuber.
Oh, was he?
Before the Force Awakens hype train started rolling, and then he realized he could jump ship over to that. And he's been riding that cash train ever since, which, okay. I can understand. I know some people that follow him just because it's ridiculous. Just because it breaks, like, just for the insane. It's like reading The Onion to them.
Yep.
Which is fine,
But it's when actual, when real channel, when real news outlets use him as a source. It's like, what the fuck are you thinking? Like, you have, like, I'm more of a source than he is just because I can go pick up a book and read it and no more than,
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
I keep seeing.
That's what I call momentary modern day sons of bitches. That they pay attention from moment to moment, but they don't understand what they're paying attention to. Because let them folks alone. Let them to their own.
Yeah.
So, anyways, speaking of, I'm sorry, someone texted me as somebody I haven't talked. Somebody I know just from the bar hanging out, and I mean, I don't drink, so I only go there to, like sport events or hang out with a couple people. Just sent me a message. Hey, are you around? And I haven't talked to this person.
Randy.
April. And I was like, that was just kind of weird. I haven't talked to you in 9 months, but I was just taken aback by it for a second. But
I miss April.
I think this is getting to be about that time, talking about being able to read some books for knowledge. Maybe we should get ready to start opening up some books.
Bust open some books, buddy.
Are we ready for that time?
Anything
else we got to talk about this week? We talked about the Mandalorian a little bit. We don't have any books to talk about.
We talked about a bunch. What books you got to bust open?
I don't know yet.
Well, bust open some books.
Well, first we have a box.
Michael got a box. Andrew, Michael got a box.
Oh boy. Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to have to do this.
Also, I want to go and say, Michael does not collect Funko Pops.
I do not collect Funko Pops.
Yeah, I don't collect Funko Pops either. Not at all.
No. I only have about...
I don't collect any Funko Pops at all. It's a problem, but, whatever.
I only have about 35. And then
that's about what I've got.
I have a case sitting out there that I haven't opened yet from Force Friday. And then I have a bunch that come out on the 15th or 16th or whatever. Deposits on those for the pre-order. And, I just started with whatever. So anyways, who cares? I don't collect Funko Pops. I like Star Wars stuff. There's a difference.
Yep.
We got a Star Wars Smuggler's Bounty box. You're making this really difficult.
Poppers.
Oh,
That's why my cats are locked out of the damn office right now.
we have.
Oh, is that Oh.
I'm trying to make sure it's a
Yeah.
Yoda mini.
Nice.
And I don't want that one to go there yet, so I'm trying to change this one out.
Sticker.
No,
Oh,
not a
decal.
sticker, a decal.
Ooh,
We
fancy.
have a decal. I'm fancy and shit.
Yeah. That can go on a car window.
We have sticky notes of the R2D2 variety.
That's vandalism.
Is that like post-it notes?
Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
Writing on R2's vandalism.
So if I had them, I could go and write down all the shows I'm listening to in my playlist for a day. Wow.
You could. I gotta get this out of here.
Oh, it's a big boy.
What is that?
This is the Dagobah Face Off.
Whoa!
It is Luke.
That's cool.
Luke, when he goes into the cave and fights Darth Vader and kills him, and the helmet comes off, and it is him.
It was
inside.
me the whole time.
They made a Funko Pop of that?
Yeah, they've been doing these movie moments now. I've got one set which is shite. Where is it? I don't know where my Kiowa one is. I'm actually using the set for my 6-inch Black Series right now, but I've got my Kylo and Rey Snow Fight movie moment pops right here.
Yeah, that the ones I got on reserve or clearance, or I put a deposit down on, or whatever it was. I used the money I had because I put a deposit on Fallen Order, and then got Fallen Order online, so I didn't have to. So I'm back to GameStop, and I was like, just take my money and put it on the Funkos, and I think at it was $80.
That's not bad.
To put them on. Well, it's $5 each. $5 each one to hold them.
Oh, okay, yeah.
But like one of them was, I think he said one of them was a bigger one, so it's probably like a $20 Funko. It's only $5 to put it on hold. One of them was a movie memory one, so it's not like I can just go there with $80 and get them off hold, because it's probably going to cost me $120, $160, or I don't even know. I have to go back. Well, see, that's the whole thing. It's like I'll have them, and then I can decide what I want and what I don't want, and I can either give them away or.
Yeah, that's what I need to do. I've got a whole ton of Funko Pops that I'd rather get rid of, so that then I've got more desk space for 6-inch Black Series, or maybe a couple of Hot Toys.
And it's like I'm behind on the Black Series because I started collecting Funkos. So I have everything from Force Friday.
That's nice.
I just don't have from Force Friday on.
Yeah. So my way of breaking my collecting habit was by collecting until I didn't have any room anymore.
As Michael does.
Yeah. I've very deliberately not put up shelving in my
Michael
office.
has room now. Michael just bought a 7.5-foot bookcase.
Jesus Christ. I don't even have 7.5-foot ceilings.
So neither of yins collect Funko Pops, but yins both got a shitload of Funko Pops.
Yeah, I don't.
I collect Star Wars stuff.
Yeah, I collected Star Wars specific Funko Pops through the middle of 2017. Then I stopped.
Okay.
But I've got a whole ton of Funko Pops that I want to get rid of. Actually, I need to like ask Molly or somebody, other Funko people, if they want them.
I call dibs.
Giveaways.
That's fine.
Giveaways coming up.
That's fine.
Giveaways from Star Wars Ramblings and TooMedToo's coming up.
Yep, I got a Jyn Erso, a K2SO, a Cassian Andor, a Plo Koon, I was about to say World War I C-3PO. That makes sense. Episode 1 C-3PO.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. I'm not giving away my Director Krennic. That's mine. My Rebels Rex one, I don't really want anymore. I've got a Episode 3 Commander Cody. Some other stuff that I'm just not like. I'd rather just not have on the desk, so then I can buy more. Buy more little Black Series titaniums, and maybe get my first Hot Toys.
Titanium, Star Wars Titanium is badass.
Yeah, or X-Wing minis. I actually prefer the X-Wing minis. Even though that I don't play X-Wing minis, because like I've got a couple of regular X-Wings. I've got some T-65B X-Wings, and I've got a couple T-70s from the Resistance starter kit. But
from the miniatures game?
Yeah, from the X-Wing minis game. But this is probably my favorite X-Wing one.
There's only one ship that I'd love to have. That.
Yep. Show that again.
What?
Okay.
There you are. Make sure you
can get in there. Damn.
Yeah, it's not focusing it out. That's my Mando Blade Fighter.
There's only one ship that I'd love to have from the miniatures game, and that's an ISD-1.
They're really good. I got the ISD-2 Chimera for a friend of mine who's a big Thrawn fan. I got that for them for Christmas last year, and it's a good sculpt. Oh boy, yeah. I'm not a big Thrawn fan, but damn, I wanted that. I wanted to keep it. It was.
I only ever seen it once, and I didn't buy it, and that's on me.
I'll check. Let me know, because I can check my my local gaming shop has them in all the time, because X-Wing Minis is massive in this town that I live in Madison. So I can probably get a hold of an X-Wing of a Imp 1 pretty easily if you want me to.
All right, I'll keep a lookout for.
All
right, and now we have all the way from jolly old England.
Oh boy, England land.
I only know that
that's
because
where the Star Wars Sessions boys is from.
Well, this is I saw this at on Amazon for really, really cheap. Just like there's a book on there that I'm oh god, what's the book I'm getting? Vader something. It's like $200. Came out I think in 2004. It's about the prequels. It's a big black book.
Oh yeah.
But
not enough info. A little bit more. What's in the bag?
200.
What's in the bag, Michael?
Yeah, but I can get it. I can get it for. I'll buy it used for $35.
Jesus.
So I got to put up with whatever is wrong with it for to save that. I can get 5 of them or 6 of them if I wanted to.
Right.
For a regular
new
one.
So. Yeah. I ran into that with the SWOTOR art book.
But that's a lot of my books I get used. It costs more for the shipping than it does for the book itself. You can get the book for $1.99, but it's $4.99 to ship it, and it's like.
Yeah, but you said whatever, and I hate whatever. There ain't no whatever. Everything's a thing. Don't say whatever.
See, so this I think we're gonna hang on. I'm gonna tell you right now.
Okay, take your time.
Oh, it cost me $8 with shipping.
Oh,
this one.
good on you for that.
And it was Star Wars in 100 scenes.
Why don't I remember what that is? I should, but
Well, I mean, it starts off with an introduction and telling you about Star Wars.
mm-hmm.
In their adventures, Luke and Leia will encounter remarkable friends and foes, blah blah blah, whatever. And then the first page is right on to the invasion of Naboo.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Andrew, is this the one speaking to you? Because it ain't speaking to me. You got a handle on this, buddy? Because I don't recognize. I don't recognize this. You got a handle on this? Because I don't recognize it.
Then I hopped a few. Well, I went up to page 32, and it says an unlikely hero. And there's a picture of Anakin, and for the Speed Racer, and it lists then on this page.
I'll try spinning. That's a good trick.
It gives you some notable characters and vehicles. Basically, it breaks down the story. We got Star Wars.
Yeah, that's
right
pretty
there.
dope.
The will of the Force. When R2-D2 plays Leia's message, Obi-Wan realizes the will of the Force is in motion, and it is time for his long exile on Tatooine to end.
Yeah.
Scary stunt. Mark Hamill's look of fear when attacked by the Tusken Raider is all too real. Stuntman Peter Diamond could not see through his mask, and it was up to Hamill to dodge the blows.
That's fantastic.
It is. It surely is.
So it's basically just breaking down the prequels and
original trilogy.
And it says 100 scenes. So yeah. You go to the fight at the forest. I'm horrible at finding the pictures here backwards.
Oh boy, I don't have time. Yeah.
Bless you, whoever.
That was my apologies. I didn't have. I had to either cover mouth or mute, and I decided to cover mouth.
You're good, Andrew.
Yeah, there's.
Why the fuck don't I remember that book?
Because it came out in 2014, according to Mr. Rez.
Yep.
In the chat.
2014.
Thank you, Mr. Rez.
Yeah. So.
I don't remember that book.
It's probably because it was
That's on me.
And it's right on the start of the Force Awakens hype train when, the only thing that anybody was talking about was like New Dawn and Rebels and all the canonical stuff.
Michael's got a new box. What's in that box?
Well, that's like, what's in the box?
What's in the box?
What's in the box? You don't like that?
His little girl's on his lap. But what's in the box?
I was gonna say something. Oh, so I have a wish list on Amazon of all the books that I want, which is pretty much every Star Wars book that Amazon has that I don't yet own.
Okay.
So there's probably about 80 or 100 books on there, and
as I can imagine.
I got your 81st book out right here, though, that I'll talk about once you're done.
Okay. And my mother-in-law, I guess, she was like, all you want is Star Wars books on your wish list for Christmas? And I was like, oh, let me add some other stuff on there. I was like, that's just what I use because, that's how it's like the $24 book. It's on sale for, somebody's selling it for $2. Like, okay, then I'm going to buy it. And so it's not like there's a lot of them on there that I want to buy, but I just don't want to spend that much money on them, especially for the condition that they're in. But like the original art books from episode 4, 5, and 6, and I think they call it acceptable condition, are $30, which means, they could have ripped pages or writing on them or whatever. And it's like, I don't really want to pay that much. So I'll just scroll through and eventually, when I find a one that's in good condition for the same price because somebody else is selling it for it, then I'll pick it up. That's how I ended up with the treasure trove of all the books that Andrew, you haven't seen, but most other people that are in this chat still have seen, or Rural Farm Boy has seen in my secret hiding spot that I keep all of my books. Which is where these.
I seen that secret hiding spot, and I ain't saying nothing.
Yeah, but that book I just got because I saw it. I was like, I like it. I didn't really know much about it, but I was like, yeah, it's like one of the visual dictionaries, but done in 100 scenes. I guess breaking the movie down.
I love them, the visual dictionary.
Oh, oh yes, this is gonna be a good book. I think.
God,
Whoa.
I wish I knew where my swords were.
Whoa. What is it?
All right.
I'll bet it's going to be a good book.
I love that book.
Oh, yes. Look at that.
In a galaxy defined by conflict, where separatists seek to divide a republic, rebels inspire hope under an oppressive empire, and resistance fighters, blah, 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 blah.
Oh, very good reading, Michael, till you got to the blah, 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 blah part.
Well, I didn't feel like reading it anymore, so.
Pretty pictures. Pretty picture stormtroopers.
I just
who don't love pretty pictures?
I was like finding the receipt in there and being like, I paid $2 for this book and it cost me $5 to ship it. But
so
$2. $2. Like a newspaper. $2. Give me $2. I want my $2. Right there. Right there. One crazy summer. Andrew, you get that?
Yep.
Attaboy.
So we just had some Jar Jar Binks action, and then the Gungans. It's showing their tools of war.
Wow. So now we go from what's in the bag to what's in the book.
The Battle of Geonosis. We have Master Yoda.
Good God, that's a lot of text. God, I need to get that damn book. I only ever looked at a friend's.
A lot happened in the Battle of Geonosis.
Yep.
A lot happened.
Battle of Ryloth it gets into.
Oh wow.
Yeah, it's a deep dive. It's a real deep dive.
It is. My kind of deep dive. Wow.
Yeah, because we go to the Battle of Yavin.
General Dondana.
We got Tarkin.
Uh-huh.
And then up to oh yeah, this is a nice book. I like this one.
Can't just believe. Wow.
Got some.
Oh, cool. And we get to see oh my God. Twilight Company, such an underrated novel. God damn.
Oh, very underrated novel. Very.
But I mean, then you have something like this, which could be a piece of artwork hanging on your wall. I want to make sure you get the whole thing in there. The Battle of Endor.
Holy force.
Which we might be going back to Endor. Who knows?
Somebody
knows.
Attaboy. Maybe
Yeah.
not us, but somebody knows.
Well, if we don't know, it doesn't count.
Exactly.
Oh, this book is newer than I thought.
Yeah,
it
it came
goes-
out in like 2018, I think.
Because it goes up to General Hux.
Yeah, it's like 2018, 20.
Whoa. Take a look at that first page. What's the publishing date? It's either on the first page or on the back. If not the first page, it's the second page, but one of them two pages or the back says when it was published. I'm gonna go and
Come on
guess.
now.
2017.
Hey, I was only kind of right.
So,
Ooh. A little bit later than I thought, but
let's see.
Mhm.
the story was in motion then, so I think it's.
But I mean, this
current.
is what's wrong with it. It's got this
Oh
one right here.
no!
But for
Whatever.
I don't know how much
you're
I paid.
good.
I mean,
No,
I could-
you're good.
I could go and look it up and see how much it actually costs. But it's probably in good condition or very good condition. So it's
Mhm.
probably half the price, if not more off, because it's regularly $50.
Yeah, right.
Um,
But
but
that's all you got wrong with it is the top of the spine's bent. You're good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
no,
So it
that's
was
still a
Yeah,
good
and
book.
that's an easy fix too.
Yeah,
If you
really.
really wanted to reinforce the spine.
Mm-hmm.
well. There's a like the people that I went to Celebration with and everybody.
Mm-hmm.
We have a Secret Santa going on, and I didn't think about it, and I was like, well, here's my Amazon wish list. I don't expect you to be buying me 64 gigabytes of RAM that's on that list, but if you want to, use books are fine. I don't care. Don't.
No.
Why would you pay? Go through and scroll through if you really want to and find cheap, good books. And I'd rather have 3 books that are marked up like that book than one that's in pristine condition.
Exactly. Cheap.
And-
Cheap is in small letters. And
if I could
good is in capital letters.
if I could afford all brand new pristine books,
Then yeah,
that would be a different story. But I mean, I can get how many that other book I have that I got was $8. That includes shipping. That one that I got, let's say it was 25 or 30 instead of 50, so it's half off. I can get 3 books similar to the other one. Of course, I want to get all of the art books and Star Wars on the front lines and everything, but when you can get them for so much cheaper, just in my opinion, someday when I'm rich and I can go back and replace all of them, the
Exactly.
the new ones that
Exactly.
when they come out new, I ordered that. I don't remember, or I probably ordered it in 2018, so it was probably a year old when I ordered it, and that's why I was able to get it for half the price because it was ripped a little bit. The new ones that come out, those are all full price, and hopefully they do an Amazon drop on it, which is what happened with one of the last books I got. It was I don't even remember which one it was, but a week or two later, the price dropped $10. Amazon credited my credit card or my bank card for $10. So
Exactly, Michael. I did the same thing just 2 or 3 weeks back where I was wanting the galactic, the map of the galaxy from Star Wars from 2016. And yeah.
is
what was it
that the
called?
really tall one?
Yeah, the
tall book?
Galactic Galaxy map. And I found it for what was it going on? $10, and it ended with Rogue One as far as the story was told. But yeah, I went and found that for $10 and really good shape. I could go and drag it out, but
you're talking about. Are you talking about that like in-universe galactic maps thing with all like the like hand-drawn stuff?
Exactly that, Andrew.
Doc Ondar, yeah, Doc Ondar.
Yep.
Made it technically in canon. Yeah, I've got it sitting out in the living room bookshelf. It's nice.
Yeah, I went and found that for just like Michael found this book for really cheap, and I wasn't never let down. So if you can go and find, if folks can go and find them books for really cheap, that's used, take a chance on it, because I'm gonna go and tell you, you ain't gonna be let down. You're gonna get what you want for just what Michael showed us. Had that little bit of a spine bend at the top. Yeah, that's an easy fix, and you're going to be happy with what you went and got.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's the books that I'm looking at right now that I opened up so far for my Advent calendar. There's a couple nice ones in there.
Nice.
And there's a bunch more. It all depends on what I happen to when I grab them, or what I grab, because they're all from around the same time. They're all from probably about a year ago. I think most of the newer ones I've already opened, but who knows? I think the newer ones I've already opened, and I'm going to open up that one today. So, and that's only a year and a half old or 2 years old. So we shall see.
You're past opening up books. You don't got no more books to open up yet.
Not for today.
Okay.
Now, what book were you showing us?
Oh yes, this I just got in the mail actually yesterday, but I've read the first chapter today. Hello Greedo finally released his goddamn book after I've been screaming at him for the past 6 months to just release the damn thing because he wouldn't stop touching it. Which is funny because he always shat on George for fucking with the original trilogy.
I saw that on Twitter.
He finally released it, and it's real good. Wow. I mean, sorry about the mess. A Star Wars fan's journey through YouTube fandom, social media, fatherhood, and life in general.
How long is it?
It's not a very long book. It's
how many pages?
It's about, let's call it 193. 193 pages. It's pretty big typeface.
Okay.
And everything like that. And it's really easy to read because he wrote it in the same way that he writes his scripts. He writes it the way he talks. So, and the really cool thing about it is the reason why he named it, literally the reason why he called it Sorry About the Mess on the back here. I named it Sorry About the Mess for a reason. Welcome to my brain. It's literally it's almost like a stream of consciousness in a lot of ways.
It is. That's who he is. That's who and how he is.
It's such a good book. And just like this first chapter ends on this, and it's really great. I was actually in his live stream just before coming on this one. Or in the live chat on his live stream, and I started talking about the first chapter, and like 90% of the chat immediately was like, no spoilers. So he's getting a ton of fantastic invested fans picking up this book, and it's like just the end of the last chapter the first chapter is really it hits home. Anybody, like if you're a struggling content creator, if you're sitting there going, why do I make this damn stupid internet Star Wars shit, you need to read the first chapter of this book.
I want that goddamn book.
It's $11 on Amazon.
I want.
Do they have an audio book of it?
Yeah. Well, he's working on the audiobook. The problem is that he finally caved to me and a lot of his outside of internet friends and a couple of his other internet friends to just fucking release the damn thing. Stop fucking with it. Stop touching it. The problem is that he finally just said, pull the trigger. And he just told Amazon to go ahead, publish it, manufacture the books, whatever. Because he's publishing it through Amazon Publishing. And he, he was going to do an audiobook, but he's messed with it so much that he's going to have to redo the audiobook. He's got it all recorded, but he's in the middle of moving into his new house with his 2-year-old daughter and his wife. And he's not going to get internet at the new house until Friday. So he's going to get it uploaded as soon as possible, probably within the next 2 or 3 weeks, hopefully. And yeah,
so I'll just say when it's time for that, that's when it's time for that. But yeah. I'm going to be looking out for that by way of, so Michael's going to do too. We'll both be looking out for that in audio.
Everyone who's in this chat or watching this, go buy the new book by Hello Greedo. Sorry about the mess. And while you're buying one for yourself, donate one to the Kesseltoyrun also.
Yep.
Seconded.
Like a professional.
Yep.
Yeah.
Get on that. Get on it.
I'm pretty sure Greedo would be horrified about this book ending up in the hands of children, but he'll be fine.
No, he won't.
No, he won't.
Well, I mean, I don't know what the age limit is on. They would go.
No, it's fine. But no,
maybe not a 6-year-old, but maybe a 14-year-old or.
14-year-old. It would. I think this 14-year-old me really could have fucking used this book. Just like I said, I mean, it's very strange, like how, at least for me, how relatable his whole childhood and late teens, early 20s. I mean, he's real fucking open about everything. Where it's like, I didn't do a damn thing with my life for like 6 years, until he got into the Navy, and that was probably the best decision for him, and
even 14-year-old me 37 years ago could have used that fucking book.
Yeah,
I'm telling you.
Too bad Greedo's I think like 33. But
yeah, and here's me, a 53-year-old, 12-year-old.
Yeah.
I'm telling you.
Best way to live.
I could have used that book. I could have used that book 38 years ago. Would have done me some good.
Yeah. Oh man.
We got a Lego builder. We haven't seen you in here in a while. He stopped by. And
oh damn, I ain't checked the live chat.
Nick's getting some books from Goodwill. Kilo doesn't find anything good at his Goodwill. You need to go out on Goodwill.com and shop on Goodwill.com, and you get hooked up with Goodwills from all over the country.
Yep.
And go on Amazon for books. And when you find a book that you want, you click on it. And when it says also available for what amount of dollars used, you click on there, and then you scroll through and you find a price that you want for the quality. And you can find a very good or like new book sometimes at the same price as acceptable or good. And those are usually the ones I try and pick up where, like that book probably wasn't $2, but I might have gotten it for $12. I mean, I really don't know. I would have to go and look through. But I mean, there's a lot of times they get good deals on that. Like I said, they, I don't know, what that other book was.
No, Michael, you do know. And speak it out. You're on point. And thank you, Mr. Rez. He's been backing my silly, sorry ass up in the chat because I ain't been paying attention. And he's a moderator.
Well,
he's been picking me up. Thank you, Mr. Rez. Thank you, T.
Yeah. Yeah. Who was it? It was the bad motivators that turned me on to going on to Goodwill.com. It's all their fault because you can get such good. Cruiser. Yeah. Yeah, it was Luke
Luke's-
that brought it up. Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yep.
I mean, it's like, all right, right here, The Essential Guide to Vehicles and Vessels, Star Wars. It's an older book. It's $35.99 brand new. You can buy it used for $1.09.
Wow.
You got that one on hand, Michael?
No, I'm saying I'm looking at it right now when I'm talking to you guys. I'm
Okay.
looking at my wish list. Or that one's not any cheaper. Some of them aren't any cheaper.
But
I'm
still,
looking for,
I mean,
yeah. You find the right ones, and it's like, no, I'm gonna click. All right, I'm gonna click on it really quick and just to see. Like a lot of them, at $25, $1.42, $27, $3, $29, $2.
If it's a first edition, then I have that one that you're speaking of.
And so it's like, all right, so that one for $1.35 is acceptable, but it's
That there's a
$4.
good book.
But
That
it's
there's
$4.
a good book.
It's $4 for the shipping. But I can get one that's in good quality for $5.32. So
is.
pretty much the same price, or $5.99. That's very good. So by the time you figure, I pay $4 for shipping and $5.35 for acceptable, or I add another dollar on and get it in very good condition. Well, I'm going to take the very good one for the free. It ends up being the same price if you look at it. So yeah, it's like I'm looking at it, $1.35 instead of $40, but it's going to cost me $6 instead of 40 by the time I get around to it. Or this one, Star Wars Complete Locations Inside the Worlds, the entire Star Wars saga. $52. I can get it for $6.
Take.
I can't spend any more money on myself right now. I have to go buy Funko Pops on Friday.
The Funko Pops that you don't go and collect.
I do not collect them, sir. That is correct.
He does not. I'm telling you. Seconded. Michael does not.
Okay, here we go. This is what I was talking about. Star Wars Chronicles, the prequels. It's by Stephen J. Sansweet and Pablo Hidalgo.
Okay.
It's a hardcover book. It's $167.99 if I get it from Amazon Prime. If I get it used, all right. So acceptable is 32 plus shipping. Good is 32 plus shipping. Good 33. Good 33. And then it jumps to 48 and 50. But if I feel
on that one, just me. I'd pass on that one, just me.
But if I feel like it, I can get the where was it on here? Because I was looking at this the other day. I've had this on my list for a while. Oh, I just went all the way back down. I can get it. Where was it? Oh, it kicks me all the way back to the beginning again. Son of a bitch.
Rip.
No, there was something I saw that I was interested. I was interested on this. I would have to do more research before I spent that kind of money on this. But maybe this one doesn't have it. They have it listed twice. The other one I don't think had it used or new. Or I'm sorry, the other one had it new, but it didn't have it used. Oh no, here we go. I can buy it. Oh, I clicked the wrong one. Son of a bitch! It's gonna make me do this all again.
Michael,
All right.
let me go and pause you for just a second because I got a question for our friend Andrew. What's your books? What's your books kind of visual dictionary / just Star Wars books visual guides collection?
Yep.
I've
got everything for the Disney era.
All of them?
Plus SWTOR. Plus the SWTOR art book.
So what do you got past what you says as the Disney era? What do you got for that?
All the visual guides and all the art of books. The only thing that the only one that the only ones that I don't get is I don't get like the Ultimate Star Wars because that changes every 6 months.
Okay.
And that bothers me. Like it bugs me to see like the 2018 version when there's going to be a 2020 version that's completely different because it's got all the Rise of Skywalker. You know, it just bothers me.
Yeah.
You know, whatever. And like the Essential Guide to like I've got the newest Essential Guide to Warfare or Starfighters and stuff. But
you got all that too. Wow.
Yeah, I got most of those right here next to me. I've got.
Buddy, you're past me.
Yeah, right next to me. This is the one that I've been flipping through the most.
Yes, love
Official
that
guide, official visual guide.
That one. Love that one.
But yeah, I've got them all. Oh no, don't put it there. Sorry, I accidentally just dropped it on top of my Mandalorian poster from Celebration that I still haven't hung up. Anyways.
Also got the Rogue One visual guide too?
Yep, I got the Rogue One visual guide, Art of Rogue One.
Yes.
Oh no, they didn't do. Did they? Yeah, they did an Art of Rogue One. I've got that. Yeah.
Do you also include, because the first one I ever picked up for me was the 1998, the very first who was the folks that released the books? Visual guides.
DK?
I got the
DK.
I got the original 1998 first visual guide.
Nice. See,
anybody got that one?
I don't have that one. I do have my original. One of the biggest reasons why I got into Star Wars was because I got the ultimate cross sections, both for the original trilogy, the DK Ultimate ones, both for the original trilogy and for Episode 1. I stared at that N1 Starfighter drawing for so many goddamn hours as a kid.
I gotcha. I so gotcha. Yeah, yes, that Starfighter was so badass.
That was my X-Wing in a lot of ways. Like, you know, people of your generation, that was like the X-Wing was your hero ship. For me, it was the N1 Starfighter.
My X-Wing was your N1. I gotcha.
Yeah.
I gotcha. Yes.
And still is. I picked it up at Celebration. Oh shit. Let me go grab it real quick.
Take your time. Because I'm going to go take some time for a second now, too.
Well, all right. It's a solo show, I guess. Oh, no, it's not. I have a co-pilot. Just no gunner.
Yep.
No, so like that that book I was just talking about, it says it's collector's edition. It's first printing. It's the first print of it. I can get it like new for $80.
Nice.
You know, I just don't know. I just don't know if I really want to spend $80 on the book just to get the first printing, and I don't know.
Jesus.
What the? I mean, it's 344 pages, so with a slipcase.
Oh man.
Yeah. The original 1998 visual guide.
Jesus, that's a lot.
Oh yeah.
And
I think I had that, but it's disappeared. It's fallen into the
only original cross sections book that I got. I only got one, and this is it right here.
Yeah.
I have both of those, sir. But you kind of have to expect that.
Yeah, I picked up this at Celebration, which is surprising because surprisingly, these are actually more rare than you might think. And I'm going to commit sacrilege and actually take it out of the box eventually.
That's not sacrilege.
I know. I can't wait to get this out of the box. I'm going to hang it.
Look at that.
I know.
Damn!
I know. I'm going to pull it out of the box and I'm going to hang it from the ceiling, I think. Hang it up by some fishing wire or something.
You're so
I think everyone in the
fast,
chat
man.
just said do it now.
What's that?
Everyone in the chat just said do it now. Don't look
All
what
right.
they wrote.
Include me.
I think
I'm saying do it now.
Oh no, the tape. Yeah, the tape is still intact. Like it's in pretty. Like the box is in decent condition, not great condition. But I think I picked this up for $50 at Celebration, which is pretty damn good because normally they go on Craigslist or on eBay and stuff for like 100 in box. So because the prequel generation is now getting to the age where they've got money. So, of course, the collector's market for prequel era stuff is going up.
Yeah, them young ones got money. Let me tell you.
So, well, unfortunately, I've had an absolute blast, but I need to be up for work in about 7 hours. So,
Yes, sir.
I am going to have to dip out and get some sleep, unfortunately.
All right, well,
Gotcha,
Thank
buddy,
you.
because our feed not very far behind you. Because my work day comes, what time are we at right now? Holy shit.
you say this every week. Every week we're going to record for an hour. So every week we're going to record from 8:30 to 9:30, and then from 9:30 to 10. If we're running long, I'm going to open up a couple things. And this is actually the shortest it's been in a couple weeks.
Sounds about right.
It's
That's
kind
what
of short.
That's
yeah,
what happens
but
when you do a live stream chat about fucking Star Wars in the end of 2019 when you got the first live action goddamn television series and the end of the Skywalker saga and good books coming out every other freaking week and good comics coming out every week and yeah.
But it also does happen when you got 2 of 3 that's warehouse material handlers that wakes up so goddamn early in the morning. Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony will be like, "Why is Michael still up and texting and posting or whatever?" Because he's just got up for work and I'm getting ready to go to bed.
Yeah, and my ass is in a goddamn forklift shipping shit down to ship out. And Andrew's doing sort of kind of the same. Yeah.
I'm I usually because we've got loader belts that go directly into the truck and a big old sorter that feeds the 30. No, it's actually here. We've got 30. It's here. It goes up to dock 33 minus 6, so 26 26 docks that are get fed by the automatic thing, and they normally sort like 100 and something cases per minute. And
I don't nearly do what Andrew does, but we're still kind of nearly one and the same. Yeah.
Yep.
Warehouse workers. Yeah. These boys start early.
Mm-hmm. No, it's better than working. It's better than working the night
early.
shift at mine. The night shift at mine starts at
7.
the
hell with the night shift.
Yeah, they start 7. They work 7 to 5, 7 p.m. to 5 a.m. Fuck that. I like actually seeing my wife. So, anyways, but it was a wonderful chat. Thank you very much for the invitation, Michael. I do really
every
appreciate
Monday,
it.
8:30. You're always welcome. That's what I always I
Always.
tell I tell a lot of people, and a lot of the times they stop in for one and that's it. So I don't know if they just you don't have to stay here for the whole thing. If you want to come in and talk for 5 minutes, that's fine, because it's as simple as sending a link and that's it. And
done.
You can have 4 people in here or 6 people in here and the whole round table going on. I believe actually I haven't tried it yet. I haven't gotten that far. You can have 10 people in it.
Holy shit.
Only 6 can talk at one time.
Oh, okay.
So I would have to control there'd be 10 people in here, and then 6 people would talk or whatever it is. So
yeah,
I'm not sure it's
some sort of virtual smacking device.
Yeah.
Get people to shut up. But
I'm glad that we got to have Charlie Skywalker in here with us for a little bit.
Yeah,
that was fun. Yeah.
Yep.
That was
and that's
fun.
that's what it's all about. That's what I'm trying to do. Where he had 10 minutes to pop in or 20 minutes to pop in. He popped in and talked about what he wanted to talk about and had to go do homework then. So that's what he got his Star Wars fix on with us, and it's it's supposed to be like I got the idea more of when going to the bar and friends that I've had, and they all drink, but I don't drink anymore, and they oh, you have a YouTube channel about Star Wars? I love Star Wars. I never knew that. And it's like, all I ever do is talk about Star Wars. How did you not know that?
Right.
And so it's supposed to be like us getting together at the bar and talking Star Wars, where it's very informal and people pop in and out, and I have intentions to talk about something, and it takes me 3 weeks or 4 weeks before I actually talk about it, because I forget. We get on a different subject and start talking, and the middle of the night or 2 days later, I'm like, oh shit, I never talked about that. And so
well,
that's
Andrew's off and away to bed.
Yep.
I've been sipping all evening. Here's apple brandy right here. RFB's also off to bed. So Michael, unbox some stuff, share it with friends, and we'll carry on. Oh, holy shit! Next week, Monday, we're going to be talking pre-Mandalorian episode 7.
Yep. Before episode 7 and pre-episode 9 of the Skywalker saga. Yep. I'm not ready.
And also, whatever happens with Star Wars Resistance.
Yep.
The next episode. 10. Yes. Let's talk some Star Wars. Right here. Next Monday evening.
Yeah.
Right after Rebel Scum.
We can do that. All right.
Yes, sir.
Y'all have a good night.
Right.
And
thank you very much for stopping by.
Yep. And may the Force be with you.
May the Force be with you. Always.
May the Force be with all of you, my Star Wars friends.
Peace.
All right, Anthony. You go
ahead,
have
Michael. Love you, buddy.
Couple hours of sleep. Love you too, man. All right, everyone. There's a lot of Star Wars love going on, especially with the apple brandy flowing. So, thank you for everybody that's still in here. I think some people have been kind of quiet, and that's fine. Come in, hang out, chill, chat, whatever you need to do. I know we got Mr. Rez still in here because he's talking actively. And Lego Builder, thank you very much for stopping by and being here. I'm not sure who the other few people are in here are. But once again, thank you very much. And make sure that if you can, even if it's something small, it will help out. Go to the Kesseltoyrun and go donate on Amazon. Their link or all their information is in my notes. Check out my live stream for Fallen Order. Subscribe, hit the bells, hit the like buttons, do all that stuff that all the other YouTubers tell you to do. I'm just horrible at reminding you. And pass it on to a friend. Tell one friend this week and make them sign up and subscribe. With that, I said a good day. May the Force be with you. Bye, everybody! Subscribe to my dad! He really loves Star Wars! Yay!